Hello.
Hello everyone. I don't know when you're going to get to see this because my computer is currently being repaired and I don't know when it's coming back. So I will extract this and upload it once the computer's back.
So, this may be late.
Yeah, this is like Tuesday the 3rd.
And we saw All You Need Is Kill, the movie, whatever they changed the name to.
Edge of Tomorrow. You didn't need to remember the name of it because I bought the tickets.
I just don't...
You owe me!
I'm the star.
This is true. I had to sit here with a misshapen head.
If we were on the BBC, I'd be making £1 million an episode.
We should totally be on the BBC.
We should be on the BBC. Because due to the unique way that the BBC is funded, in saying that, they are legally required to consider picking us up. They are. Public interest. Two citizens of the UK have said that we should be on the BBC, so they're legally required to at least consider it. If they see this.
Hey BBC! Remember that time you had to issue copyright-wise with some of my Doctor Who videos? And remember the time you used copyright, footage of a documentary I directed in one of your documentaries without even telling me about it?
Yeah, the BBC. Remember whenever my dad wired your entire Belfast branch?
So we saw All You Need Is Kill, and I'm looking really misshapen with this angle.
Stop looking misshapen.
I cannot not look misshapen.
Okay, so All You Need Is Kill. Tom Cruise is an asshole.
Yes. This is really good casting.
Incredibly good casting. So he's an asshole, and this general, nice Irish guy, what's his name?
That was Brendan fucking Gleeson.
That's his name. He's like, Tom Cruise, you're an asshole. I'm going to bust you back to private. And
I'm gonna get you dead.
I'm going to make you go on the front line so you die.
Don't you fucking threaten me, boy. I was in Braveheart. My dad was James Cosmo.
So, anyway, Tom Cruise is fittingly put in the front line to die, and the movie ends there when he dies.
Yeah, he's like this major with no combat experience who was totally just in there to be all like, hello, I'm Tom Cruise, I do the media.
He's basically
war, yay.
He's basically a press reporter who's been recruited at some point and given a rank.
He's like Sean Hannity if Sean Hannity was forced to be in the army, but given a uniform and pretend to be in the army.
Or John T. Bloom.
Sean Hannity. He's got the same sort of hair.
John T. Bloom's nice.
Yeah, Sean Hannity's evil.
Okay.
Tom Cruise was.
But anyway, so they stormed the beach at not Normandy.
It was Normandy. It's wonderful. They got a Normandy landings thing, and they filmed it like Saving Private Ryan, but with mech suits and robots and killer aliens. It's like great. And one of the alien types, it's like a squid crossed with the monster from Attack the Block. It's like, yay!
Kind of looks like if Dr. Octopus's arms went on a rampage and bred with Attack the Block monsters. I didn't like Attack the Block, but I liked some bits of it.
Oh, the creature design was really good.
Oh yeah, it was, especially for the budget.
Plus, Attack the Block, I have severe affection for Joe Cornish from the Adam and Joe show back in the 90s.
Nah. But Tom Cruise dies, and because a blue alien instead of a red alien bled on him.
And it melted him.
It melted his face, that's how he died.
CGI melting Tom Cruise. Ah! Wait a sec, we're giving spoilers, aren't we? Well, this is the very start of it anyway, it's pretty obvious.
This is the first 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah, before we do proper spoiler stuff. Most enjoyable. This is the most joyous science fiction film experience I've had in the cinema, that's not superhero related, since Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I would say that. It's not quite on par with Pacific Rim, but it's a good watch. It was
unlike Pacific Rim, this one sort of teeters and goes nonsensical and stupid towards the end, while Pacific Rim maintains it.
Yeah,
this one's
Pacific Rim starts stupid and stays stupid.
Well, this is just like joyous, and then at the end it's just like goes serious, and then it just goes nonsensical in order to give itself a happy ending.
But if you want to hear our opinions of Pacific Rim, I think we did a vlog on it.
Yes, we did. We were very positive.
And link is probably findable if you search Pacific Rim on her website.
Or Blip, the Amanda Hagan, or Backseat Critique or something.
Just Google Backseat Critique Pacific Rim, you'll find it somewhere.
But, yeah, and Omega did one as well.
Yeah, I really like Pacific Rim. But, so, yeah, there's monsters, there's mecha suits, there's power armor, there's dropships.
It's Starship Troopers crossed with Groundhog Day.
It very much is Starship Troopers.
Without the sort of the satire elements.
Yeah, it's the Starship. It's like Starship Troopers 2 crossed with Groundhog Day.
No, Starship Troopers 2 was terrible.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
But it's
not terrible.
But it didn't have the satire, that's the point.
It's also a bit like Starship Troopers the book crossed with Groundhog Day because the book had mech suits. They were called the apes in the film because they were called the apes in the book because the robotic suits made you look like a gorilla.
Starship Troopers 3 had mech suits.
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah. It also had God being on our side, but...
Starship Troopers 3 was great, it just had a low budget.
I really liked Starship Troopers 3. I thought it was way back on to where the first one left off.
Yeah.
But yeah, spoilers. It is very much like Starship Troopers because a bug with brains that controls the army. So, there's 3 types of things. There's the mimics, and I don't know why they're called mimics because they don't really mimic anything.
Well, they hide. Somebody was like, they were like, oh, hider doesn't sound really good. Or camouflageos. It's a bit too complicated.
They should just done what they did with the Vietnam War and called them like the Alien Kong. Or Big Baddies. Evilus. I don't know.
I could call them the Nazis because, they were only take over France, Belgium, Germany, probably
Poland.
Czechoslovakia, Poland, Austria. It's pretty much, they were going for the whole World War II thing. It was like, oh, we're going to set this in Normandy. And it's like, but we might as well make the aliens have taken over the entire of the old Third Reich.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn Channel Islands, they're taken too.
And, yes, we're going to invade from Heathrow, but, it's a US army base. Fuck you guys.
No, it was multicultural. It was the UDF, and being in Northern Ireland, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, especially seeing the big mural painted on the wall. Join the UDF.
Okay, UDF in Northern Ireland, it's a terrorist group. The Ulster Defence Force.
The Ulster Defence Force didn't start as a terrorist group. They were a reactionary group that grew out of trying to combat the IRA being a terrorist group. It started as an organisation made to stop a terrorist group and then eventually devolved into a bunch of youths throwing bombs at things.
Okay, so for anyone, just a little bit of information for Northern Ireland. I know most of my audience is American, and honestly, America doesn't have a hugely deep understanding of Northern Ireland. It's not a case of Northern Ireland wanting away from Britain and Britain being all like rawr. No, there's various groups. There's ones who want to be away from Britain and Britain being rawr. No, but then there's also pro-British terrorists who are going like, you want to be away from Britain, rawr, no to you. And then the British ones are just like going, oh, for fuck's sake! We gotta try and deal with all of you, even though like loads of you are sort of on our side, really, but you're being criminals, and it's like there's, and then Ireland's sort of like ah ha 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 ha. And then America's like, here's money, and then there's Libya going, here's money as well, and then America and they're going, wow, we agree on something, and it's about funding terrorism somewhere else. Yeah, it's very complicated.
Basically, Ireland was owned by Britain. Northern Ireland became owned by Britain whenever the rest of Ireland fucked off.
Well, no, it was already owned by Britain.
Yeah,
the entire of Ireland was, 3/4 of it left.
Yeah, and then the IRA was like, fuck this shit, we're going to bomb things.
We want to be part of the South.
And then the British Army was like, well...
And then the UDA were like, no, you can't be part of the South, it's silly, we're technically, we're the North, you gotta move the fucking country. And they're like, no, we want to join the political South, not the actual geographical South, because that would be silly. It's like, ah!
So the British Army were like, fuck this, we're gonna take down this insurgency. And the UDA were like, fuck this taking down the insurgency, we're gonna insurge our own way to take down the insurgency. And then it all just went into a shitstorm.
And then they all got very confused when someone pointed out that technically the most northerly point of Ireland is in the south.
And they're called the Ulster Defence Force, even though Ulster's 9 counties, 3 of which are in the south.
Yeah, so it's like, they're like...
We live in a stupid country.
Yes, we do. Ireland's partitioned and Ulster's partitioned. Derry's probably partitioned as well in some way. Yeah, it is actually, because you got Derry, Londonderry. Northern Ireland is a series of, partitioning. It's like a fractal.
But anyway, enough of our laughing at things. Also, the UDF wasn't
It's fucking hilarious.
The problem as well was the UDF was one of the gangs who were anti-IRA. There was also the UDA, the YVF, the UVS. There's around 100 paramilitary gangs on the side of unionism.
You choose any 3 letters at random, and the chances are there's a Northern Irish gang that is somehow connected to it.
Speaking of which, I just want to say this on camera because I still love it. There's a bit of graffiti near where I live in Derry, and it used to say, "Fuck the IRA." But somebody came and added a P and TES, so now it says "Fuck the Pirates." But, so anyway, Tom Cruise joins the UDA.
Yeah!
By force. He's called a maggot.
Yeah, guys, okay, America doesn't really have an equivalent to this. You know, this is a bit like a completely innocent film that you're watching, like from Australia or something, that just so happens that the hero joins something called Al-Qaeda and saves the world.
Imagine if the Westboro Baptist Church decided to take up arms and bombs. That's kind of what you'd find.
Well, no, I'm trying to say, but why we're laughing at the idea of Tom Cruise joining the UDF. It's
UDA.
UDA, sorry. It's a terrorist group here, and it's not even like one of the ones who are good. I mean, not in the sense that they're not very good at what they do. So this is like, it's like a third-rate terrorist group in like Northern Ireland. So like we're like
one of the few terrorist groups in Northern Ireland that wasn't funded by the American government.
That's really funny.
But so Tom Cruise is. He's
I'm
like,
sure it was funded by the government directly. I thought it was funded by regular people, most there in Boston, through like NORAID.
They were given underhand arms deals and shit from the US government, but
okay,
that's still under investigation and shit. But allegedly, I said it there.
Okay. It's funny. The choice of the acronym is fucking hilarious. It really should have been funny. I'm sure some British people, Brendan Gleeson, probably had a laugh at it.
Probably.
Emily,
I think it was supposed to be United Defence Army or something.
Yeah, United Defence Forces, something like that. But
so he's a Tom Cruise, big press military guy. He's got the rank of major, and his general's like, you're going to go in front line there, and you're going to report on what our good soldiers are doing. He's like, well, think about what I could do to your reputation if I don't like you. Like,
yeah, I don't want to go there. And then Brendan Gleeson's like, well, okay then. It's time for you, Major, to have a major bummer. And I want to know how they managed to. Okay, they pretend the general commits fraud to pretend the guy's a private, and then get him, thrown in there. And
oh no, that's not fraud. The general busted him back to private. He was. Tom Cruise was put onto the general's command. The general can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but they said he was like a deserter and stuff, which was all lies.
He was a deserter. He announced to the general that he was going to leave and not follow orders. That's desertion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, just putting fraud. Okay, then still, why did no one in the thing sort of give any kind of slight belief to him? Because he was really famous for reporting on stuff and being an officer.
Because
they just assumed he pretended to be an officer.
Yeah, impersonating an officer is the one thing I'd say maybe wouldn't fly.
Because the Bill Paxton had the sheet saying that he was pretending to be an officer, which he wasn't doing.
No, he wasn't.
So Brendan Gleeson was making shit up, which is I'm fine with, because Brendan Gleeson can do anything he likes.
Yeah, it's pretty much how the military works. If a general makes shit up about you, you get your ass kicked. But
it was lovely to see Bill Paxton using a southern accent. I'm pretty sure he is southern, but he usually doesn't use it in the film. So seeing him do a full-on Kentucky accent, it's like, oh yeah, Bill Paxton.
I still want to see Liam Neeson in a good film using his real accent.
Brendan Gleeson.
So,
although if I was directing this, I totally would have got Colin Baker to play the general.
Nah, Tom Baker.
It was way too old. He's 80s.
Yes, that would have been better.
I just want Colin Baker to appear in everything. Just, it's like he only does theatre acting, really, and it's like, come on, Colin Baker's great. He's so hammy.
Oh, what's his name? Northern Irish actor, blonde, overacts all the damn time, super hammy.
Kenneth Branagh?
That's him. I want him to play every role.
He was in Harry Potter as well. He was in Harry Potter 2, and Brendan Gleeson was in 4.
I think every role would be better with either Liam Neeson playing it straight as hell, or Kenneth Branagh just hamming everything.
Out of the famous-ish Northern Irish actors, Liam Neeson is like my second least favorite after, what do you call him? The guy from The Hobbit.
James Nesbitt.
Yes.
He's the Arch-Chancellor of my university.
Yeah,
That's not a joke. I will graduate next month and shake his hand and he will hand me my degree.
I'm not a fan of Nesbitt. But... I don't like Liam Neeson either. Liam Neeson, he's constantly just playing the same parts, and he just, for some reason, because he's foreign, but not too foreign, I expect, in America he gets these parental-type roles, and it's like, I will never forgive them for replacing Brian Cox's voice as Aslan with Liam Neeson just playing Liam Neeson. It's like, I'm Liam Neeson, I always play myself, but usually I just put on a slightly different accent.
I liked him in the Lego movie.
I don't even know what acting is.
Did you see him in the Lego movie?
I did not see the Lego movie.
He plays this character, it's like a bipolar cop, good cop, bad cop, and he's just like, I'm very Northern Irish and that I'm going to track his all down and kill yous.
Yeah, the other Northern Irish actors list, who are actually in films. Kenneth Branagh. I love Kenneth Branagh because he's fucking insane.
Yes.
Especially as a director.
And I do apologise, but as previously in these vlogs, I can't remember which one, but I got Kenneth Branagh and Brendan Braga confused.
Brian Braga, the Star Trek writer?
Yes.
Who wrote Threshold and Voyager?
Yes.
And is now directing Cosmos for some
As
reason?
in a piece of shit who I don't like.
Okay. The other Northern Irish actor, what do you call him? He's only semi-Northern Irish, but Sam Neill. He's good.
Yeah.
There's probably other ones.
There's probably quite a few.
Oh yeah, B.J. Hogg, the entire cast of Sunset Heights.
Oh, fuck off. I thought so. We're the Westies. We're the Boilermen.
We're in the West right now.
We haven't spoken about the film yet. They're going to be angry at us.
Well, the thing is, it's a good film. There's problems. There's not much we can really take the piss out of. That's why we're doing so many tangents.
It's really great because you get to see Tom Cruise reliving the same day, basically storming the same beach, and just gradually learning everything that's going to happen, and by memory just becoming super awesome, but he dies, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, you made the connection with Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's like a video game, and Dark Souls does something very similar because he remembers what he did previously, nobody else does. In Dark Souls, whenever you die, you go back to the bonfire and all the enemies respawn, and it's not a death, it's a game mechanic of death. It's not a restart, it's a continuation of the story. Your dying is plot.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that, in the eventual video game of this, because it is very video game-ish, I really hope they'd come up with a similar and clever game mechanic to use the deaths in the thing in the game, because it is very video gamey, and I hope they do something clever with it. I'm not saying I'm going to play it, I'm not that interested, but it would be a waste if they didn't.
The other way it reminds me of Dark Souls is Dark Souls has checkpoint, a big fucking area you have to run through, a giant hard boss, a mini boss over here, a big fucking dragon, and then stairs back to the first checkpoint. So you kind of have to do the whole sequence and learn it.
Let's see what little issues I can think of.
This romance plot.
Yeah, unlike Pacific Rim got it right by not having them kiss at the end. This one they blew into a full-blown romantic thing. And like Groundhog Day, this is a lot of unfortunate implications because she doesn't remember anything, but he does.
He remembers, around 300 days he spent alongside her,
At
learning
least,
every bit about her.
In Groundhog Day, it was 10,000 years, according to the director.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that guy learned to play piano, he learned to ice sculpt. He learned to do a lot of tasks that take around 7 years each to learn.
Yeah, well, in this one, I think it's probably longer than 300 days. She said she was in it for 300 days.
That's where I got the figure from.
So, I would have liked them to estimate like several years, maybe 600 years.
Another couple of things. I liked that their sort of power armor was called jackets. I don't like military-based shows or movies where they're like, super awesome mega power armor name. It's like, the fact that they're calling them jackets is what the military would fucking do if they developed power armor.
Yeah.
I like that.
But what year is this supposed to be set in? Because the aliens landed several years beforehand, and they've developed power armor. So, I mean, you had old people in the pubs talking about how their parents fought in World War II. So, it can't be that long in the future.
Well, we have partially developed power armor at the moment.
I know, but it's not used for military purposes. It's used for carrying stuff. It's not used for actually fighting.
The Chinese military is developing one for combat.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what year is this set? Because I'm trying to place it. It looks like it's at least, from the power armor, it's at least 20, 30 years in the future.
I would say 10. But then, I'm always optimistic. I just want damn power armor. I want to lift cars.
You had an English guy using the term grade when it came to school. That's
That doesn't
not
happen.
Yeah, that's UK. That doesn't happen.
You had a random obese military man who likes to fight with his balls out.
Yeah, he's got his power armor on, but he's completely naked otherwise, which was like, oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Why is he wearing an American-style jockstrap?
I don't know. We don't have those over here.
Yeah, because we don't use the sports that it's used for, so...
Jockstraps are weird, by the way. It's like a cup to hold your balls with some ties on it.
And yet, we saw him, wearing that, and yet Tom Cruise specially said that you like to fight balls out, literally. If he's wearing a jockstrap, then his balls are not out.
No, his arsehole's out and everything else is, but his balls are tucked away nicely.
Yeah, continuity error.
Yeah, but another issue I have is that the Louvre, the pyramid in the Louvre is pretty much designed to survive impacts from planes.
Is it?
It's incredibly strong. It was there was tests and stuff done on to make sure it was terrorist proof a while back.
I don't think this terrorist will be driving a really large dropship right at it at ground level.
Yeah, and speaking of that dropship, a bad company. It's fucking bad company, but it's what is it, Squad J or something?
Yeah.
Squad J, the squad that he gets
Which
assigned
is like
to.
8 people.
Yeah, they're just like shitheads, but
We're like, hey, we're like 3 Americans, 3 English people, an Australian, and that's about it. It's like, there's no rhyme or reason in this company's makeup.
yeah.
There's like 8 men, 1 woman.
It doesn't make sense, but they're obviously just like everybody else is like proper uniforms. They're like, I've got mimic this on my shirt, and I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt over my uniform.
I'm wearing like a pink dressing gown, and I got like this guy who's like 800 pounds.
Yeah, so that company disappears, and they steal a dropship to go to the Louvre where the brain bug is hiding, the Omega.
I saw the Omega.
They killed the Omega.
Well, yes, but the Omega killed them far more times, and I think Omega would agree that if she had to die, killing Tom Cruise at least 400 times is worth it.
Yeah, her KD ratio was super high.
Yeah.
But they steal a dropship in the middle of the night, and then at like 6 a.m., whenever they're all getting ready to get onto the dropships and storm the beach at Normandy again, it's like, where is J Company? Or where's Squad J? And it's like,
I'm Bill Paxton. Where is Squad J?
well, you would have fucking noticed them whenever they were forming ranks that they weren't there. You would have fucking noticed this earlier, and you would have fucking noticed them stealing a dropship last night.
Bill Paxton cares about that. Bill Paxton's far too busy filming S.H.I.E.L.D.
But anyway,
and being awesome.
this is actually it's really enjoyable. It's a good watch. I was very pleasantly surprised by that.
Oh yeah, I loved it. At the end, it's like we get I directly compared it to the very end of A Christmas Carol, right at the very end, and
Oh god, the ending.
ridiculous happy ending because it's like everyone's dead, but Tom Cruise manages to blow up the fucking monster thing, but then its blood gets him, and somehow this resets him back to the day before the day the rest of the things were resetting
They
him
established
to.
that the blood is putting him back to the start of the day whenever he wakes up, having been shipped off to the base camp. But this one puts him back to whenever he first lands in England.
Yeah, so he's just like, and of course they're 2 days earlier, and suddenly, retroactively, the brain thing has died, and all the aliens have died. So it's just like, hey, I've just arrived, and suddenly the thing has died when we've won for some reason. It's like nonsensical story choices that make no sense in context, that are just building on top of each other so they have a happy ending.
I would have been happy with a sad ending, but I know a lot of people aren't. If they wanted to do a happy ending, a better thing that would have happened would have been for the final alpha that he killed to surround him in his blood, and then for it to show you forward, just him making a speech about, yes, I managed to kill it this one time, but that wasn't good enough for me. This time, everybody lives. Cut. That would be a much better ending.
Yeah, I figured that's the sort of thing they were going to do. Or even if they, had him die and blow up the stuff, and then you suddenly cut to the general talking about how, hey guys, the aliens all died for some reason, we're not really sure. By the way, J Company were last seen approaching Paris for some reason. I'm sure they aren't connected, those guys are crap.
I like some of the stuff they do. It's the way that Tom Cruise's character Cage manages to convince people that he has seen the future is he gives them all their life secrets and shit. But in continuity, he's only known these guys a day, and he's only spent like 6 hours with J Company at any time. So at what point did this guy Ford open up and be like, Ford's not my real name. My friend joined the military and died, so I took his place and I'm sending checks to his family. And like, at what point did he open up to him like that?
He probably didn't. What he probably did was, one of his times where he ducked away, he probably went through all their belongings to try and find information that he could use. You know, because it'd be very easy to do that. In context of what he was doing. It's just, he ducks away, runs back, looks through all their stuff. If he's caught, shoot himself in the head. Start again.
I also like that...
Because he only needs to do it once and remember.
The character of Rita is brilliant. For once, it's a good female character. She's the most decorated officer in the military. She's not reliant on anyone apart from Tom Cruise because he's the one with the power.
Yeah, she's the badass one.
She is the badass one, completely. And she just keeps killing him. It's like, oh, you've broke your back. All I can feel is my lips. Well, time to reset.
Oh, you broke your leg. Oh, I think I'll be fine. Bang.
I'll be fine.
They keep killing Tom Cruise.
And the general pulls that shit a second time on him. It's like, at the start of the film, whenever Tom Cruise is like, I'm going to blackmail you, the general's like, right, well, on you go, bye-bye. Arrest him! And it's like, we really need that thing you have in your safe. Right, here you go, on you go. Shoot him!
Well, there's one really stupid part. They get away and they're getting chased by the British guys, but they have the thing and they worked out where the alien monster queen is. At that second, he could have just shot himself in the head and then reset and then be able to tell the people where it is. But no, instead they decided to try and run away while being chased down by the army. Apparently they figured they had a better chance of finding it in fucking France while being chased by the army in the middle of London than resetting and having no one chasing them at all.
Yeah, they should just reset there. And that's when Tom Cruise gets captured and gets a blood transfusion which kills his powers. Thus validating the belief of whatever religion it is that likes them.
He doesn't like that?
Yeah.
That is the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes, Jehovah's Witnesses, if you give them a blood transfusion, they lose their ability to control time.
They also believe that it might impact their chances of getting to heaven.
I know, I was being a dick.
You being a dick?
It's pretty common.
Amazing.
But,
you've already offended every single Irish-American person in America.
In what way?
Replay the... Oh, I'll just reset and you can relive the first part of the video again.
Oh, that's fine. But... yeah, he should have reset at that point. There was something else I really liked that I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it was. Oh yes, an issue. Rita states that if you go to the higher ups about this and tell them that you can reset and live the same day over and over again, they're going to dissect you or put you in a psych ward.
Well, then if they dissect you within that day, you're fine because you get a reset.
However,
I'm guessing she tried that.
Yeah. It's heavily implied that she tried that and was placed in a psych ward. And I can tell you, it's very difficult to kill yourself in a psych ward.
I think she could manage it.
Maybe
they were trying to, but she got away and killed herself.
Maybe.
Leapt out a window!
See you on the other side! Or the other thing I thought they could have done at the end was that Rita was off distracting an alpha. I could have cut back to her being covered in his blood and going back and trying to do the perfect end. Making her the hero again, like she was in the previous battle. Rita had the same thing in a previous battle. We don't see that, but she's like the poster child for the entire campaign. It's like, this woman killed over 100 mimics in her first ever battle. It's like, yeah, but she did that battle like a million times.
Yeah, that was in Verdun. But the aliens own all of France and Germany and Belgium and Holland and everything. What exactly did they win by winning Verdun?
Verdun?
They called her the Angel of Verdun. Now,
They also called her the Full Metal Bitch.
Well, yeah, but they should have... They never said Full Metal Bitch, but they wrote it a lot, which is like, that's one of the interesting things about censorship.
That's because every time they tried to say Full Metal Bitch, she punched them.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's an interesting film censorship thing that you can write it, but you can't say it.
It's also interesting that he was trying to get her to buck him at one point, and she was like, oh, you mean sex? Yes, I've done that lots of times. That they're allowed to just openly say that, but they're not allowed... They can only show a kiss in the film.
Oh, they could show more than that. But they call her the Angel of Verdun. I'm pretty sure they were thinking about the Angel of Mons, because that was the World War I battle which had the angel that allegedly, mysteriously appeared and helped the Allied soldiers in this sort of urban legend. Which really should be the basis of a Doctor Who episode.
Also,
Because it didn't happen, but...
I really want to know more about this squadron of people who surround her, the super highly trained guys with like the skull helmets and stuff. We don't... They just look badass and everybody whenever they walk past is like... But we don't
They're
see
the
anything.
Dauntless!
Yeah, they are the fucking Dauntless.
Yeah, whenever we weren't looking, they were jumping onto trains and leaping off things for no reason at all.
And landing in big nets.
Yes. But if they didn't land in a big net, then they reset it.
Anyway, we should probably go watch our other film because this is half an hour.
Yep, we're going to see Maleficent and...
And it will be Maleficent.
Yes.
Bye. If you like to see Tom Cruise getting killed in horrific ways, watch this film.